I should confess. I did try and write a joke. I got nowhere, but I'll tell you where I was headed with it.
Okay.
Because I'm like, skin of your teeth. How can I work skin?
It's hard writing a
right?
joke.
But the only person who might have skin of their teeth or skin in their teeth would be a vampire.
Don't you hate when you're vampiring on somebody?
And
you make that first poke and you get that wedged in there. You're like, oh my
the
goodness.
skin of my teeth.
And you got to floss it out, but it's hard to get in there. You're like, you
Could
need
be
a
that.
dental pick. And
that's 3 minutes gone.
hello and welcome to the Village Idiom. I am Vince.
And I'm Mark, back again with another idiom.
We're very excited about...
How you been this week?
It's been a good week. I had a crazy week, actually. The wife blew a tire down in America.
Not the car.
No, just the tire.
Just the wife.
We're up in Canada here, so we had to drive down to go get her. The lug thing that goes over top of a locking wheel nut.
Yeah.
Can't find it anywhere. And so it's like stranded on the side of the freeway.
Oh, the key.
The lock key thing.
Yeah.
That little contraption that goes into a wheel locking nut. And so it was like a quick...
Well, I have it. You told me to hang on to it for you.
I appreciate... Where are my keys?
You said, just hang on to this. Tell me if I ever ask for this.
Things that
I lose stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
It was one of those keys that you don't keep on a key ring.
Right, of course.
And so a quick YouTube search, they said, take a 12-point socket of the neck size that's just might fit over top of the circular lug knot, whale it on with a hammer.
No.
Yes, I know. I'm like, this is not going to work. I was like, immediately I go into my socket set. I don't have a 12-point set. I have a 6-point set like everyone else. And I'm like, this is what I got. We got to go for it. Drive down, meter, get the socket on over top, wham, wham, wham. And it's like, it's not going anywhere. About 15 minutes of and it's like slipping.
Yeah.
And I feel it gouging.
You're either going to wreck it or it's going to work.
Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen either way. And I guess enough gouging and all the rest of it, the metal built up.
Gripped.
I don't know what. It grabbed it. Boink.
No.
And so, yeah, it turns out you don't need the key, but you can only do it once.
Because now stuff
now
is wrapped.
stuck in there. But it was super excited. We just barely escaped that by the skin of our teeth, so to speak.
Ah, the segue. Wait, was that all just a segue?
No,
okay.
that's all legit. But
that is this episode's title and idiom of the week is by the skin of my teeth or by the skin of your teeth. Any version of that.
It's interesting because clearly your teeth don't have skin.
I know, but do you have there the actual meaning of this idiom?
I have no idea the actual
Not
meaning.
the origins, but just like how you use this idiom.
Oh,
so you used it.
Yeah, something that would be like a close call or
Right.
something that was like you just narrowly escaped.
But it's always like avoiding a mishap or avoiding like a narrow escape, like you said. It's not like
escape.
It's not a positive thing.
That hair's breadth, like just that thinnest of margins. You finally made it through. And so I don't know if it was just enough shearing of the metal skimmed off like a hair's breadth worth of junk, but it finally caught victory.
Right.
And so it's used in that sort of way as a thin, you just made it through.
I actually really appreciate this idiom. I'll come back to that. But,
sure.
But I really like this one. And when we get into the origins, I'll tell you why. Because I just think this one stands out above... Well, we've only done a few so far, but even other ones that we've considered, this is a particularly interesting, maybe not in origins, but interesting usage of this idiom. But it got me thinking this week all about teeth and skin of your teeth. There is no such thing.
No, but it's funny, they do stain, so there's varying tones of skin teeth color, I guess.
If I had skin on my teeth, then I would get a tattoo.
Gross. Can you get your teeth tattooed?
I don't know, but if you had skin on them, you could.
That would be weird.
Yeah. What would you get? A tattoo on your teeth?
I would get them done up in white.
Well,
to be like, wow, those are brilliant.
You know what's interesting? There's no skin on your teeth, but this is one of two.
I put mom right across my middle
the front.
and an anchor on the other one. So beautiful.
I just do
She'd
some
be so
black
proud.
Spots. This is one of two idioms. I don't know. We won't get into it, but there's another idiom that also talks about skin of your teeth, which is not today's. Maybe we'll come back to it another day. But you could say when something doesn't affect you, you can say, it's no skin off my teeth.
Well, which breaks into like a Americanism or a European version. Sometimes you hear the skin of your nose.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like got through by the skin of your nose. There's no skin off my nose.
Oh.
All meaning that same sort of just
Right.
a narrow.
Which is not today's idiom, but it's interesting that something that doesn't exist, skin of your teeth, is in 2 idioms. I even looked up, like, are there animals with skin on their teeth? I don't think there's anything.
It's not a thing. It's just
it's not a thing.
But I did find it in an alternate language. So this is
I've felt like I've had skin on my teeth.
Like
Go
when you wake
camping,
up in the
camping
morning.
for a couple of days, not brushing your teeth. There's skin on
That's
my
called
teeth.
like day old chips. That's not skin. So I apologize to my Chinese friends.
This sounds good already.
Yi fa tianjun, which is translated to hang on by the eyelids, or 100 weight hanging by a hair.
100. Okay.
100 weight hanging
it's
by a
in
hair.
balance. It's
1,000
in balance.
weight suspended by a single hair. So it's this idea that's just this thinnest margin.
Way to make this podcast international.
We're trying to expand the audience besides our.
That's great.
Beyond our parents.
That's kind of a different meaning. Like that's literally hanging in the balance, right? But it's still the same kind of thing. It's
this super thin measure is the
Right.
distance of either success or failure.
hanging by your eyelids. Can you picture that?
It sounds very torturous.
Oh. Hey, I'm okay. I'm okay.
You're like, you blink and it's like you get jacked up every time. Like,
That's awful. That's awful.
So it was just neat that, of course, other cultures have different references to this same thing.
Yeah.
A hair's breadth.
Right.
This thinnest of margins.
Right.
Yeah.
But teeth. Skin of your
teeth.
teeth.
Yeah.
Do you have any weird, like, do you like going to the dentist? I know people that like going to the dentist.
It's funny. I don't know what it is, but it's like I went through like maybe a 4-year stretch where I'm like, I'm not going back to the dentist.
Really?
Yeah. I just like, I don't know why. Because when I left high school, I went to UBC to study to be a dentist.
No way. I didn't know that about you.
Yes, it's an actual thing. Science, UBC, working my way through.
Take a look just for 1 second. Do I have a... Can I get that?
It's beautiful. You got lovely chompers.
Thank you.
But when I decided to close all that chapter up and however all that worked out, I have like, it's not a phobia. It's not like the entire family dentist, regular checkups, all the rest of it. I just have this thing with the dentist.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. And so then getting back in, you're like, you want to get back in, jumping in with both feet, so to speak. You're going in, you're regular, you're going in for your, your biannual checkups and doing all the rest of it. And then this last 2 years, I fell off the wagon.
And you started going to...
You haven't
No,
been
I
haven't been.
Oh, I see.
Everything feels fine and it's nothing weird except for this. Yeah. This nasty
The
fang.
skin on my teeth. Actually, you know what? Okay, so dentist, skin, teeth. Have you had your wisdom teeth out?
I did when I was a teenager.
Okay, I was in my 20s, and I had been another life. I was on tour. I was on the road. I came back, and I just started having this pain. And sure enough, I had to get my wisdom teeth out. But my gums around the wisdom tooth swelled so much that it wrapped around, and every bite, I was biting my own gums.
Oh, no!
So,
that sounds so painful.
Yeah, it was literally enveloped my tooth. So every bite of food is like biting your own flesh in the back of your mouth.
That sounds very Jeffrey Dahmer.
It was awful. I couldn't wait. I actually couldn't wait to go to the dentist. Like,
when I had mine taken out, they're like, you got to keep these clean, you got to whatever, or you can end up getting dry socket, and there's these other problems that can flow out of it. And I was like, I feel fine. And so I started eating things right away. I had smoked oysters. Love me some smoked oysters.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, the first day back, and
I don't think I've ever had smoked oysters.
Oh, the worst part about smoking the oyster is getting the zigzag around it.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, so smoked oysters. Well, but a few days later, my head is booming, like just throb, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, I gotta go back. There's something like clearly wrong. I go back to the dentist, and he's like, okay, we'll check and see. It's like, looks like one of the holes is just jam-packed with something.
Full of smoked oyster.
And he pulls out this stringy black thing. He's like, I don't even know what this is. I'm like, I know exactly what that is.
If you tell me there was a pearl.
There's a whole oyster in there. Sure enough, it was this stringy snot glob of smoked oyster jammed down the hole.
That's the skin of your teeth right there.
Yeah, that's all oyster skin. Ew. Yeah, but anyways, my head stopped booming and I lived.
Oh my goodness, that's nasty. Yeah, that's amazing what can happen in there. It's not good all the time. That's for sure. Okay, so we got the gist of the meaning,
Sure.
how by the skin of your teeth is used. I think it's time we get to the nerdy part, the dirty nerdy.
What is the history?
Yeah, the origins.
I didn't take
Origins.
What is the?
We need a jingle right there. We need a segue.
We should make something.
What do you call it? Would you still call it a jingle?
Sure.
A jingle.
We'll do.
I bet there's a name for that.
We'll do some
segue
sort of
music.
Origins.
I think we nailed it.
Origins. So we'll do. So the origins of
Aren't
it.
you glad
What did
I
you find out?
didn't say origin?
What did you find out?
You know what? It's as simple as can be. I did like one little tidbit of information is other than Shakespeare, who was prolific in coining brand new terms in English, like as a writer and very creative, obviously.
Faux shizzle.
He's a little bit famous. Second to Shakespeare is the King James Version of the Bible.
Really?
Because I guess translating the Bible, they took Hebrew or Greek and did the best they could to put it into English. There's been versions of the Bible since that tried to make it a little more modern. But yeah, so they would do literal translations that sometimes meant nothing. So I'm assuming you came across, this just comes from the book of Job.
Yes, I did come across this. I have it from Job 19 and 20.
That's it.
Saying, my bone cleaveth, that's got to be King James. My bone cleaveth to my skin and to my flesh, and I am escaped with the skin of my teeth.
There you go.
So on this note, I started like bone, flesh, skin of your teeth, what's going on? And I came across these things called a dermoid cyst.
Dermoid cyst. That'd
Yeah.
be a great band name.
Ladies and
Please
gentlemen,
welcome to the stage.
the dermoid cyst. and so this, cyst happens with your body where a dermoid cyst is like a growth of the wrong type of cells in an area where they're supposed to be. So you can have a cyst that is actually like hair, skin, and teeth.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That grows elsewhere in your body. So
Yeah.
So it can be like in an organ or somewhere. They're like, oh, we had a cyst here, and they cut it out, and turns out
you're saying they think that that's what Job's referring to?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I hope not. What you have is a dermoid cyst. That was as close as a dermoid cyst. Not quite as catchy.
That idiom didn't catch on.
But
that's interesting.
I do have a family member who is convinced that they were a twin.
Right.
And that they were.
That's what dermoid cyst, that's what it's been often.
They were convinced that they had a twin on their ovary. And so through a variety of whatever things led to that they found a mass that was teeth and hair and skin and all the rest of it. And so they thought it was a twin, but it's likely to be just your own body gone
Your own
wonky.
doing a thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's like trying to eat itself.
That's insane. That's gross. Imagine
Auto-hungry
finding out you
hippo.
have a cyst, and if you're brave enough to go, okay, we're removing the cyst. Okay, can I keep it? And you got
Name
this
it.
jar
Put it on there.
with your cyst, teeth and hair.
Me and my cyst.
No. Oh, that's so nasty.
Assisted
They
living.
actually, if you dig into the verse in Job, the experts, quote unquote, they don't actually know what it could be referring to. So some are making the leap, which is not really a leap. It's just stating the obvious that it's just referring to the enamel. Like he escaped with the enamel of his teeth.
That thin veneer could be that. It got me working on so this idea of a close call, this hair's breadth, this hanging by a thread, just this thin margin before everything goes wrong, got me thinking on a little something.
Okay.
So I prepared a little joke for you today.
Give it to me.
Okay. So Balloon Pete.
Balloon Pete. Oh, I got it. Okay.
You know Balloon Pete.
Yeah, you've always got a name for the characters in your jokes that you write yourself.
I write these. It doesn't mean they're good, but I write them. So he loved ballooning and big adventures and this sort of thing. And so he also had this pet rabbit. He loved this thing.
Balloon Pete had a
Balloon
pet
Pete
rabbit.
had his pet rabbit. He loved that little bunny. It wasn't little. It was actually massive. It was more like a Flemish giant rabbit. It was a big bunny.
Okay.
So anyways, he's going up. It's a beautiful day, and he's ballooning and doing his thing. And he notices that there's a tear in the hot air balloon, and it's starting to leak
Balloon
out.
Pete's hot air balloon.
It's starting to leak out air, and they're like, we're starting to go down. And so Balloon Pete's starting to get concerned, and he's like, hot air. Starting to quickly think, hot air. So he's like, he starts blowing his own personal hot air up to see if it'll help. He's like, oh my goodness, this is actually helping, but I'm still going down. I'm going to need more.
Okay.
He's like, I'm going to need more. I'm going to need more. He grabs his bunny. He loves this thing, but it's a big bunny. He starts like squeezing on it like a bagpipe to try and get this thing. So he's like, and he's squeezing the bunny. And finally, it's coming down, but it's slowing down. And he's squeezing that thing for all it's worth. And they're both blowing. Comes crashing down. Whew. But Balloon Pete lives. He said, whew, saved by a hair's breadth.
No. See, oh, hair's breadth. I was waiting for skin of my teeth to be in the punchline. I was trying to jump ahead of you. I'm like, I don't see it. I don't.
Saved by a hair's breadth.
No, that is awful. That is terrible. But
you got to work around.
It's pretty great, actually.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible. I'm a sucker for play on words. Okay. You wrote a joke. If you remember last time, we had the sounds of the village idiom, which is now what this segment is going to be called.
Sounds of the village idiom.
Sounds of the village idiom. So I'm going to play you. I'm going to do it differently this time. Last time I gave you 3 quotes or 3 audio clips from movies and TV shows and songs, and I gave you a chance to answer each one. I'm going to make it, I don't know if this is easier or more difficult, but I have bumped these 3 segments up against each other. So I'm going to let all 3 play. And again, same challenge. You're going to tell me either the show it's from or the actor who's speaking.
Okay.
Or the character. Like, any of those are acceptable answers.
Anything that's like he's got it in the wheelhouse.
It's 1 audio clip, 3 answers.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. So,
what do you got for me?
obviously, we have our idiom, so bear that in mind. And let's take a listen.
Seems you've passed by the skin
That's
of your
Judi
teeth.
Dench.
Dude, we just escaped by the skin of our teeth. And
I just managed to pull it off by the skin of my teeth, no thanks to you.
Okay. So,
That third one has some Batmaniness to it.
you
but
got Judi Dench.
Judi Dench. That sounds like the first one. I'm out.
That was Skyfall.
Okay.
James Bond.
The second one actually sounds like some Scooby-Doo type thing, like some
okay.
sort of Velma or Daphne.
The second one, like I think you need to. I expected you to maybe recognize the actress's voice.
Okay.
But the show, I mean, if you watch it, you'd know it. That's from the. Oh man, I already forget the name of the show. The Good Life, is that what it's called? Anyway, that is
your question.
Kristen Bell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And the third one, I thought you'd grab right away.
I got nothing on it.
That's Breaking Bad.
Oh my goodness.
He's talking. That's Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
Cranston.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking
Oh,
to.
so 1 out of 3 is bad.
Okay, now that you know, are you ready?
Seems you've passed by the skin of your teeth.
dude, we just escaped by the skin of our teeth. And
Of course.
I just managed to pull it off by the skin of my teeth, no thanks to you.
Yeah, it totally sounds
Once
like
you
it
know,
now,
right?
Yeah,
Once you know.
It's the one, once you know, you can't get it out of your head. It still sounds like a hint of Batman-y type quality in there.
I'm going to slow it down next time so that if you're listening, like we're not jumping into it. I'm going to let it play, talk about it, but I think it's fun. I was having fun digging these up.
It's a fantastic game that we should include all the time. And it could be something that people could interact with to see if they can beat through my 1 out of 3, which should be doable.
Not only are there actors or shows, whatever, with this idiom, but I stumbled upon, as I was looking up things that actors have done with their teeth for movies. So, for example, Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow, for however many years that they were filming all the Pirates movies, he had 4 of his teeth extensively gold capped. And he left them capped until the final filming of the 3rd Pirates movie, Pirates of the Caribbean. So you can find pictures of him just doing his thing, and he's got his teeth capped when he's not even at Captain Jack Sparrow.
Interesting.
Gold teeth. Nicolas Cage had 2 teeth removed, but here's the best part about that. So this was for the movie. I'll have to go back to it. Nicolas Cage had 2 teeth removed, but he had them removed without anesthesia.
Why?
To better understand the character. So
that's like method acting
of
level
baby
10.
teeth. The extraction of the actor's baby teeth had been previously planned, but Cage scheduled the procedure to coincide with the movie.
Oh my goodness.
Just to feel the pain.
That's ridiculous.
And then the last one, this one's a little more out there. People have heard this, was Jim Carrey as Lloyd Christmas in Dumb and Dumber. He's got a chipped tooth.
Yeah, but he has an actual chipped tooth, doesn't
He
he?
has an actual chipped tooth from when he was a kid, but it's
Yeah.
been capped for decades.
Right, so he just uncapped it for that?
Yeah, and his
That's
wording
awesome.
was, I filed it off. So I think he did it himself.
How?
I don't know.
How do you get in between the gap?
Filed off the corner of his tooth to get rid of the false part of the tooth
That's insane.
to play the character.
That sounds like something he would do anyway.
Totally, exactly.
In terms of that whole dental work, have you ever had like a crown or anything like that?
No, I haven't hardly anything. My wisdom.
Well, you're just
teeth
perfect,
are
aren't
great.
you?
Yeah.
Must be nice.
No, I didn't have braces. I had my wisdom teeth out.
Yeah. Me too. It's just like that.
What were you gonna say? Crown.
No, because it's a weird experience for those of you who've had a crown where they do file it down to like a nub and then put on that replacement. It's not particular. It's not like painful or anything. But I couldn't imagine letting someone pull a tooth just so I could act better.
Yeah, and so
Like method acting, like
crazy.
level Jedi.
Not to understand the pain and then to have that missing for the character.
Yeah, at that point,
Teeth things are weird. Like,
do you think it's acting at that point if you've you fully experienced it?
I did file my tooth once though.
Why?
I chipped my front tooth just a little bit and it was sharp, so I got a nail file and just
Does that work?
until it was smoother.
I thought your teeth were like made of like the enamel stuff.
I thought they were made of wood.
That's Benjamin
It worked.
Franklin.
No, George Washington.
Oh, whatever.
It worked. It was smoother, and I was happy, and I haven't had a problem since.
That's awesome. They look really good for wood.
For wood, yeah.
Yeah, you must have used the birch because they're white.
What if the idiom, going back to the origin for a second, what if it didn't mean, because we assume it means hair's breadth, like he just barely escaped. But you could also say like, I escaped with the clothes on my back, which means you escaped
With just the clothing on your back.
Right.
But that means exactly what it says.
No, but if he escaped, well, because it's by the skin of your teeth, right?
Yeah, but I think the whole application is that it has nothing to do, like, so escaping with the clothes on your back and you actually escaped with the clothes on your back is just saying that
It's the same thing.
You've escaped with the clothes on your back. It's just
Okay,
a
well,
fact.
I was reading it more like I escaped with even the skin of my teeth. Like they took nothing, not even the skin of my teeth, which
Like-
I don't have anyway.
like the
they took
Grinch.
nothing from me.
Oh. So either way,
Now I know the story of Job. I know that's not what he means.
right. The actually took a lot away. So that would be the exact reverse of what it means. I made it out by just nothing, the smallest of margins.
Yeah.
That hair's breadth. What you're saying is with all that, they took a hair's breadth away from me, or hair's breadth away from me.
Your hair's breadth.
That's just
breadth. That's too many consonants
Yeah,
together.
that's hard to joke out
Your
there.
hair's breadth joke. I should confess. I did try and write a joke. I got nowhere, but I'll tell you where I was headed with it.
Okay.
Because I'm like, skin of your teeth. How can I work skin?
It's hard writing a
right?
joke.
But the only person who might have skin of their teeth or skin in their teeth would be a vampire.
Don't you hate when you're vampiring on somebody?
And he
You
gets-
make that first poke and you get that wedged in there. You're like, oh my
the
goodness.
skin of my teeth.
And you got to floss it out, but it's hard to get in there. You're like, you
Could
need
be
a
that.
dental pick. And
Could be that. A vampire joke ends up with by the skin of his teeth.
he got saved by the skin in his teeth.
By the skin in his teeth. Or
Yeah,
cannibal or whatever, yeah.
It plugged it up. Yeah, it would be a fantastic rendition. It had total possibility.
I got nowhere with it.
Right.
Nowhere with it.
Yeah, it's hard to do like a plugged up vampire joke.
Yeah. Hey, so speaking of Korea,
It's very
a
niche,
small genre.
very niche market.
have you heard of that one comedian just focuses on vampire skin in the teeth jokes?
Just goes
He
on and
just
on.
slays me.
It's like Gaffigan's bacon joke, except like
just 10 minutes of skin on your teeth.
you know
jokes.
when that skin wedges into the,
Come on, you
the
know what
hole
I
where you
mean.
suck the blood
Is it
up.
just me? And you have the skin stuck between your teeth.
What's up with the skin stuck in your fangs?
Oh man. Okay, let's move on. Did you write a riddle link?
Oh, of course I did.
Well, you're pulling up your riddle links. I'll explain if you're just joining us. Riddle Link is a game that Vince and I made up quite a while ago, and we decided to incorporate it into our podcast. We have a lot of fun with it, even just casual. We'll text each other with a thought of a new riddle link. But basically, it's taking two ideas, two concepts, or two trivia questions and joining them together. This was the example I gave last week. I'll give the same example. If I said something like, this wooden puppet wants to be a real boy, but he broke up the Beatles.
That would be Pinocchio Ono.
Pinocchio Ono. So they are
Pinocchio
joined
Yoko
by
Ono.
a sound or a syllable or two syllables. Sometimes it's joined by a full word, depending on what it is. But the two answers
That's a good one.
overlap. Right. So
That'll be the one I get.
so we're going to challenge each other.
And the next two I'll choke
We're going to
down.
challenge each other each week, but then we're going to leave one hanging for the audience, right? So
Absolutely.
you guys have a chance to answer one of these as well.
Make
So-
sure somewhere within that, whether it's via Instagram or Twitter or a comment on the YouTube page, that you jump in with that. At some point, we'll run some sort
Yeah,
of.
we'll post the riddle link, and then maybe depending on people's answers, we'll drop a hint or two throughout the week, and
Yeah, it won't
you
be an
can
easy
play
one. We'll let you chew on it a bit.
Yeah, exactly. We'll chew on it. We'll
chew-
skin in your teeth.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
Okay.
Two-Face from Batman
Oh no.
has false teeth.
Two-Face from Batman has false teeth. Okay, so dentures. What's his first name? Something Dent. Alan?
You're
Albert?
so on the right
Is it start with an
track.
A?
It starts with an H. You're
H. Halbert? Harry. Harjeet. I don't know his first name.
That depending on what part of the world you're from, it could be Harjeet.
Harry Dent? Harry Dentures? What's his
You're
first
on
name?
It's Harvey Dentures.
Harvey Dentures. I couldn't think of Harvey.
Harvey Dentures. You nailed down that first, like the path.
I knew it was Mr. Dent.
Yeah,
Mr.
Harvey Dent. Harvey
Yeah,
Dent.
Harvey Dentures. Good one. I was thinking when you first said Two-Face Batman, I was going to, what's his name? In the old
Tommy Lee Jones?
Tommy Lee Jones. That's where my brain went first. So, okay, I got one for you.
Okay, hit me up.
Instead of being profane, the fantastic Mr. Fox said this to describe a series of mishaps regarding his canine tooth.
Holy cow, that's long.
I know. I'm sorry. I know you said that you complained this last time. They're too long. Let me do it again. Instead of being profane, the fantastic Mr. Fox said this to describe a series of mishaps regarding his canine tooth.
Okay, it's you cussing cuspid type thing. There's like cuspid is in there.
Yeah, so
and-
you're hitting it bang on.
Okay,
so the key to
the word
helping
is
you
a
with
cuspid.
this
Wait a
is
second, give me
a
a second, just-
series of mishaps.
Oh, that's a cluster cuspid.
There we go.
A cluster cuspid.
cuspid. Those fantastic Mr. Fox fans will know exactly what we're talking
Cluster
about.
cuss. I love that.
Cluster cuspid. You got another one, or is that it?
Oh yeah, no. I made sure I got a second one in there. I know your brain likes to eat these up. These are like candy for your mind.
It's like skin for my teeth.
I cause your gums to bleed.
Oh no.
Fa la 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 la.
What?
I cause your gums to bleed. Fa la 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 la.
Okay, so deck the halls. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, or it's holly.
I cause your gums to bleed.
I cause your gums to bleed. So lack of flossing. Something deck. I want it to end with deck. Am I wrong in that part?
You are wrong in that part.
Okay,
but
so
you
it's
are-
not
you
deck
are
the
on.
halls. Fa la 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 la. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Holly? Hall?
You're
Holly.
there. Work to the next verse of that song.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la la la. Do I have to keep going?
No, you
Jolly.
You've got the first
Jaw.
half. No.
Something jaw?
No, it's the second half. So it's I cause your gums to bleed.
Yeah.
Fa la 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 la.
'Tis.
There you go.
Okay. Tis. Oh, gingivitis the season to be jolly? Yeah. Gingivitis, 'tis the season to be jolly.
Gingivitis the season to be jolly.
Gingivitis. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
Gingivitis, the season to be jolly.
That's it, man. You nailed
Great.
it. Good
These are
job.
hard to type out, by the way.
Yeah.
The answers.
'Cause it
You gotta
doesn't make sense.
They don't look right. Okay, fine. That was a good one. I like that one. Gingivitis.
That's seasonal.
Here's my second one.
While I was looking, through thinking in my mind, I was like, how do you spell gingivitis? And then there's actual people who aren't fans of redheads, and it's gingivitis.
Stop it.
It's an actual.
Okay, let me give you one really quick. This is a narrow escape for this star of 2001's movie Training Day. A narrow escape for this star from Training Day.
I got Denzel Washington. A narrow what?
Narrow escape. So hint, today's idiom.
By the skin of your...
And you had Denzel. It's his partner in the same movie.
I know. Yeah.
For the sake of time, I'm telling you,
Okay.
it's By the Skin of Your Teeth and Hawk.
Oh, that makes me sad.
I thought you'd get that.
Yeah, like Gattaca might have got me, but anyways, that's fantastic. What's the one to close out?
All right, here's the one, and we'll post it as well. Here it is. Bacterial action on the surface of a molar. Let me try that again. Bacterial action on the surface of a molar is of a Neanderthal. Bacterial action on the surface of a molar of a Neanderthal.
If you could figure that out, you make sure you post a comment on the video, Instagram, Twitter, that sort of thing. It's been a good time.
It's been a great time.
And this has been The Village Idiom.
And that's 3 minutes gone.